Just after 11 on a quiet Saturday night, when most of Western Sydney had already fallen asleep, when the streets of North St. Mary's were empty and silent, when only the faint hum of streetlights and distant cars could be heard, a deep and natural boom tore through the air, not like thunder, not like fireworks, but like the ground itself had snapped, and in that instant, the sky cracked open, and a massive fireball erupted from a factory many had driven past 1,000 times without a second thought. Windows rattled, walls trembled, dogs howled in panic, people jumped out of their sleep, hearts racing, confusion blooming in the darkness, and then, through curtains and bedroom windows, they saw it, an enormous column of orange and red flames twisting into the sky, stretching higher and higher, climbing nearly 150 meters above the earth, painting the clouds with an eerie, hellish glow, as thick, choking, black smoke poured upward like a storm being born from the ground. This was no ordinary fire, this was a chemical-fed, industrial monster tearing its way through a waste management facility packed with hazardous materials, tanks filled with unknown substances. Materials never meant to meet open flame, locked in a violent reaction that now lit up the entire western half of the city. A glow that could be seen kilometers away by people who had no idea what was happening, only that something was terribly, dangerously wrong. If you stay with this story until the end, you will understand how a normal industrial facility became a near catastrophe. You will see what first responders truly faced in those terrifying minutes. And you will be left with a single unsettling question about what might be sitting right now, not far from where you live. Within minutes, emergency calls flooded in, dozens at a time, voices panicked, shaking, talking over each other, reporting an explosion, reporting debris falling from the sky, reporting flames taller than buildings, and dispatch centers realized immediately that this was no simple incident. This was something massive, something dangerous, something that could get much worse at any moment. Fire trucks screamed through the streets, lights slicing through smoke, sirens echoing through neighborhoods now trembling with fear. More than 200 firefighters rushing toward danger while everyone else was running from it, arriving at a scene that looked like the end of the world, where chunks of concrete lay scattered across the ground, twisted metal burned like paper, and immense heat radiated so fiercely that even standing at a distance felt like stepping in front of an open furnace. Every few minutes, another explosion rocked the site, chemical tanks bursting, pressure building, then detonating, sending fragments flying, forcing firefighters to dodge debris as they battled the inferno, their hoses looking like thin lifelines against a raging ocean of fire, their silhouettes standing against walls of flame that roared like living creatures, and thinking, uncontrolled, hungry for more. Inside nearby homes, families huddled together, children crying, parents frantically checking phones for updates, windows shut, doors sealed, air filled with the smell of burning chemicals. Authorities urging everyone to stay indoors, to seal windows and vents, to avoid breathing the air that now carried unknown toxins. In a suburb that had suddenly become a danger zone, 2 firefighters would later suffer minor injuries to their hands, burned and cut by debris, small wounds compared to what could have happened, compared to the scale of destruction around them. And several veterans of the force, men who had fought fires for decades, stood there in disbelief, saying they had never seen anything like this, not in 40 years, not even close. As the hours passed, the flames slowly began to weaken, but the ground remained hot and stable, poisonous, and the smoke continued to pour into the night, a reminder that the danger was not yet over, that beneath the surface of the wreckage, chemicals still mixed, still reacted, still threatened another violent release of energy. When the sun finally rose, it illuminated what was left behind, not a factory, not a workplace, but a charred skeleton of twisted beams, collapsed walls, blackened earth, and melted debris. A scene so complete in its destruction that it felt unreal. Like a set from a war film placed in the middle of a quiet suburb, investigators stepped carefully through the ruins, assisted by hazmat teams and environmental experts, searching for the cause, searching for that one moment, that one mistake, that one reaction that turned an ordinary night into an urban disaster. Yet the answer remained hidden, buried beneath ash and wreckage. Was it improper storage, a chemical reaction gone wrong, a simple human error, or something even more disturbing, a failure of systems meant to protect the public, meant to control substances this dangerous, meant to prevent exactly what had just happened? And while Sydney's flames finally faded, the echo of that explosion did not. It lingered in the minds of those who heard it, those who saw it, those who stood in fear as the sky burned. And it now leaves us with a question far bigger than one factory, one suburb, one city. Because if a single facility, storing waste, storing chemicals, storing danger, could nearly turn into a catastrophe of unimaginable scale, then how many more exist, quietly, unnoticed, blending into the background of our daily lives, sitting just down the road, behind a fence, beside a home, beneath our awareness, waiting for the wrong moment to ignite? That is the real fire that remains. And the question you must answer is simple, yet terrifying. What's sitting near you, right now, that you've never taken the time to notice?